You know, I've been watching tennis since I was a kid. I used to love playing tennis, going to coaching every Saturday, playing with good friends, literally, even driving to Melbourne for 10 hours just to watch the Australian Open. Now, today, I want to speak to you just a bit about how tennis players cope with all that, the hype, the stress when they're playing tennis matches because when I'm watching tennis, I'm not sure if this is you, by the way. Everyone's on the edge of their seats, especially in the grand final. Is the in the championship point, everyone's holding their breath in. Do you ever notice that? It's a lot of tension in tennis matches. Do you ever notice the players, boxers, all their family and spouses, friends, they're literally like so tense until they let out the breath when the point's over. Ever notice that? Well, here is why you should listen right now because this is how these professional sports people cope with all that pressure, the stress, in order to really show the true self, the true potential in tennis matches. Because I think it's just amazing how all these sports people, Olympians, how do they cope with all that pressure? Well, we see it as pressure, but to them, it's completely different. So today's video is all about the millionaire mindset in regards to sports people and in particular tennis, because I reckon tennis is one of the most stressful sport to watch. Just as a viewer on my own TV, I feel like I'm in the game myself. So just really amazing. So let's go into it. Now, let's think about what is stress and pressure because a lot of people they think, I can't believe how does Roger Federer, how does he stand on the Australian Open or the French Open and he's got all this stress? Well, let me get it straight. There's no such thing as pressure and stress because a tennis match is simply a tennis match. An event is simply an event. So what you think is high pressure, high stress, it may not seem like high pressure, high stress to Roger Federer, to Nadal. It's all to come down with how our beliefs, our internal mindset, how we view particular events. For example, let's say you work in a job, right, in a corporation, and you find it stressful every day. Clients are calling you, they're very angry, your boss is turning you off for doing poorly. You may think it's very stressful and you want to go on a holiday to relieve yourself from all the stress. However, if you put in, say, Bill Gates in your shoes, how do you reckon he'll feel in regards to your one job feeling stress in your 9 to 5 job? How do you reckon you will feel? Probably he'll feel like he's on holiday, right? Because he runs Microsoft, we're the second biggest company in the world, the second richest man in the world. Like, how will he feel in your shoes? You won't feel stressed at all. Guarantee you that. And why is it different? Look, same situation, but different emotions, different reactions to the same event. And it's all because of the millionaire mindset. They've got a millionaire mindset. They know how to handle these seemingly stressful situations. And this is why these guys are very successful. These tennis players know how to cope with that championship point, that set point, that break point. They know how to deal with that because they've upgraded their operating system, which is running in our brains, and how to perceive these events as not so stressful, but they're just normal to them. And until you develop that mindset, until you develop that, how to view events differently, because successful people, they view events differently. They got different perspective. They know that they see different angles. For example, when I got fired from one of my lawyer jobs, initially I felt really poor. Like I feel like, oh crap, the whole world is crashing down on me. What am I going to do? And I just in that moment, I literally broke down crying in front of my boss when he told me, "Hey Matt, you are fired. I want to get out of the house within 30 minutes. Oh, the office in 30 minutes." And I literally sat there crying very, very badly. I never cried and felt something as bad as that, getting fired from a job. And then, so I felt like the game's over, my life's over. I never been fired before in my life. And I literally go into the gym after that and I was literally just reflecting like, oh, what the hell happened? How did I get fired? And then I was feeling sad for a few hours after that. And then I began to go to a kicking bag. And I was literally venting out all my anger, all my resentment to my employer, everything. I was doing kicks on the kicking bag to calm my mind down, to oxygenate my body. After that, I began to think better. And I viewed this as not a a stressful situation anymore. I view that as something to learn from, because I believe that life in that moment is giving me some signs and a message saying, Matthew, this firm, this job is not for you. You belong to another path in life. And after that, my life just took off in regards to results and happiness. Because back then I wasn't feeling happy because I knew I didn't want to be a lawyer deep inside, but then my head was logically justifying why I should stay within a job that I don't really like. And so this is why I didn't feel very happy for my whole life during that job when I was working there. So this is life telling me, look, Matthew, I'm putting you into the right boat. Don't battle against that. This is how you're supposed to be living right now. Like most people, this is what one of my mentors taught me. This analogy is very, very cool and important. And this basically summarizes how the millionaire mindset thinks and how they know a particular path is right for them. That is, imagine, what was that analogy? Let me think. You're on the highway when you're driving, and each lane there's some metal reflectors, the bumpers, right? So when you try to cross a lane by accident, let's say your steering is a bit off and you veer off to the middle of the lane, center of the line, and it hit the bumpers, it goes drum, drum, like it's like a that noise. That once you veer off the path, then you get warnings from life saying, "Hey, you are off the wrong path. Get back onto course." So exactly when I got fired, that is life telling me, Matthew, you're on the wrong path. Get back on the right path. That is life's message to me. That's how I viewed it back then. But most people, what do they do when they hear the warning sign from life? They just ignore it. What they do, they turn up the volume on the radio, their phone, and they blast music to drown out the noise, ignoring life's message. Hey, you're on the right path. And I don't care, I can't hear anything. And guess what? They leave it until too late. They ignore the warning signs, and when it's too late, the car crashes, and then those consequences after a car crash. So most people in life, they ignore these warning signs. And unfortunately, they live in miserable average life. This is what the majority of the world's population do. And you don't want to make the same mistake. This is why you're watching this video. Hear this message. When life's message comes and say, hey, you're on the wrong path, follow your heart and take action. Do not logically justify why you should remain in the same spot. Because most people, they're stuck in jobs they hate. They know that they should take action. They know they should pursue that dream career, but why they're still in the same job and they're hating it so much? I made the same mistake, and it's not a good place to live in. They're doing it for the money, they're doing it for the fame, doing it for the title. Like, no one actually really cares about what you do. You can impress them that you're a director, you're a partner of a firm, yeah, whip to do. But if you're not happy, then why are you doing it? And to sum this all up, Tony Robbins, he said, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Most people, they got the money and fame, but guess what? They're depressed because they're wondering, why am I not happy? I've got all this money, I've got this title, why am I not happy? It's because their goals and success is not aligned with their values and passion. And most people, they fall into this trap in pursuing fame and money versus fulfillment. This is what I see all the time. Thank you very much for listening to this live. I know it's a deep one. I hope you learn a lot about how tennis players think, how you should remain or listen to life when it gives you the signals that, hey, it's time for a change. Your heart knows it. Life is putting you into a classroom and going, hey, this is the right path. You should pursue it. This is why I'm giving you all these signals, these bad events, to shape you into the person you're born to be. This is, after all, what life's about. It's not about negative events. To me, I take them as gifts to shape them who I am today. And to me, right now, looking back a few years ago when I got fired, I'm so glad that happened. At the moment, I felt, this is the worst moment of my life. But now I'm like, phew, thank you for putting me to the right path. I was on the wrong path. Thank you very much for listening to this video. If you've got any comments and thoughts, let me know in the comments box below. And as always, Get out there and ready, fire aim, and go live a life truly worth living. See you on the next video soon. Take care.